Happy Melly Monday! As you can see in the title, today I'll be making some easy party decorations out of this rainbow cardstock, except that I don't have purple paper. So I'm using my trusty watercolors and trying to paint this paper as evenly as possible, preferably without completely soaking it. The first thing I want to make is a garland to hang above this opening. So whilst my purple is drying, I went ahead and finished the other colors by first cutting roughly 7 cm wide strips. I'm using my paper cutter, but a scissor will do just fine. Then I roughly divide them by 3 and I use one of my finished pieces to get the diagonals similar on all of them. Now for the holes, I take 3 at a time and I line the edge up with the edge of my hole punch so the holes are in the same spot on all of them. Now for a bit of extra decoration, I'm using a golden marker and I'm writing the birthday number on both sides of each triangle. In my case, that's a 25. With all the pieces ready, I can take some golden thread or just any ribbon I've got lying around, and I'm using a piece of tape to stiffen up the tip. This makes the next step much easier, but I take the pieces one at a time and thread the yarn through the holes, alternating between going back and forth and back, so they overlap nicely. I've now strung up all of them and left the end attached so they don't slide off. Into the other end I've made a small loop so I can, very carefully, climb on a chair and pin it to the top of the opening. Now I can measure the other end and also tie a loop and pin it up. With the opening this big, it is still hanging a bit low, so I'm simply placing the middle on a nail that just happens to be here. I'm quite happy with the result. Now, I've accidentally made a few pieces too many, but I'll just use the leftover ones to decorate the lamp that's above the dining table. For the table itself, to fit in with the kind of rustic vibe I've got going on, I fold the napkins into 3, and from this box of ribbons, I think the purple fits best. So I tie it in a bow and insert some greenery from the garden. This gives a really elegant look with minimal effort, and you can easily customize it to your style by using different ribbons or napkins. Lastly, I've still got all of the cut-offs from the triangles, so I'll use some of them to make these pointy symmetrical shapes. Then using a glue stick, I liberally coat one half of them, lay the end of a toothpick in the middle, I fold them over so they line up, press them tightly and set them off to dry. Once they're all done, I match them to the garland by taking the golden marker and carefully writing a tiny number 25 on both sides of each of them. By now I'm quite tired of writing 25s. Now, whilst I stick these flags into all of the food for the party, you can make me the best birthday present by liking, subscribing and leaving a nice comment. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Melly Monday.